Despite pricing pressures and economic uncertainty, many Americans are still, of course, hitting the gym, and Crunch Fitness is seeing strong growth as people continue to prioritize health and community. The company now expanding nationwide with a value-driven model, and join us now to talk all about it is Jim Rowley. He is CEO of Crunch Fitness. Jim, welcome. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Jim, how do you define value in the gym space today? What does that mean to you?
Well, I think it's really about affordability, right? So there's extremes in the fitness business. You can pay as high as $250 a month for a membership. The mid range we call kind of that $50 range, and we'd like to price point from an affordability standpoint anywhere from $9.99 to $29.99 to make it affordable for anyone who wants to join Crunch.
What you think ultimately makes a gym model like yours, a membership model, a bit more resilient than maybe luxury gym models that a lot of cities and communities have?
Yeah, I've been in this industry for 3 decades, and everybody asks about this resiliency and so forth, and I think that it's really about kind of the consumer awareness around the benefits of health and fitness. You know, the mid-20th century was the information age, and I believe we're living in the health information age now. There's much more information shared around the benefits of nutrition, supplementation. You've got TRT, peptides, you've got GLP-1s, you've got hormone therapy, and of course, wearables. So all of this information around health now has I think illuminated it for people that if they want to have longevity in their life, if they want to increase not only their lifespan, but their health span, that exercise is the key component to all of those things I mentioned. And if you can do it from an affordable standpoint, it gives access to that many more people.
Jim, I actually hadn't planned to ask you about GLP-1s, but I'm glad you mentioned it because here on Wall Street, there's a little bit of a split consensus. A lot of people seem to think with the proliferation of GLP-1 type offerings, that might encourage people to sort of indulge in snack foods in the future. It may encourage them to disavow snack foods and things like that in the future. How do you see GLP-1s impacting the broader health awareness space, but specifically your work with Crunch?
Look, I think if it gives somebody an appetite suppressant, right, so they can lower their calories. We believe in calories in, calorie out as a way to lower your BMI, to lower your weight, if that's your pursuit and so forth. We're seeing benefits with the heart, cardiovascular aspects, and so forth. So for us, we believe it's something that might propel more people into the fitness industry because the one component that doctors will say, big pharma will say, you've got to exercise while you're on these GLP-1. So it brings awareness to your nutrition, to your calorie consumption, but it should also bring awareness that you have to strength train so you avoid muscle wasting while you're on the GLP-1s. But look, if that if that becomes a component that gets people excited about going back to exercise, we're here for it.
During times of economic uncertainty, a backdrop of a macro economy with shifting pricing pressures, inflation concerns, Americans more and more concerned about their ability to find a job if they need one. When we have cycles like this, how do you see membership behavior shifting?
So we've seen membership moving actually our sales have been fantastic for the last several years post COVID. Now we've opened, nearly 500 gyms now. We've got nearly 3.5 million members. So we continue to see growth in terms of membership. But what we're also seeing is this change about what the expectation is, that members are looking for something that's not just about the aesthetic of exercise, but about the longevity. And that includes mental health as well. So our group fitness classes where they come together, 25, 30, 50 people, and they're taking classes, both high cardio classes, high intensity interval training classes, but also classes that focus more on stretching, mat Pilates, mindfulness. We've got sound bath classes and things like that. So again, you go back to the age of information. Now we have the health information age. All of this kind of circulates around this idea of exercise, but it's physical health, physical well-being, nutrition, supplementation, but also the mental health. Everybody sits in the parking lot and is like, I have to go work out, right? It's almost a drag me to the gym for a lot of people. But when they leave, everybody is full of adrenaline and endorphins and dopamine and all the benefits, right? So we just encourage people to get in there one step at a time. Just move on the treadmill, move on the equipment, take a class with your peers as well. The other thing that's great about Crunch is our consumers come from about 3-mile radius of the gym, whether it's their work or their home and so forth. So you're really working out with your community, the people you see at the bank, at the grocery store, at the movie theater. And I think that's why Crunch is so popular. It's this micro environment of your community, and we get motivated by seeing people that are working hard in the gym as well. So there's so many benefits, not just physical, but mental. The fact that you did something, that you accomplished something good for yourself, I think is critically important. And with all the anxiety that's coming, look, we're all facing it. The divisiveness, the government shutdown, whatever you want to point to, right? It creates tension, it creates an energy, and we believe that exercise is a way to release that energy.
For you and the team approaching things like digital or streaming offerings for fitness goals versus more of a footprint model where people actually physically are walking into your locations?
Yeah, so we've got a hybrid model really. So we've got Crunch Plus, where we've got a digital environment where people can participate for even lower than our membership cost, and they can take our group fitness classes, or the wellness classes, the mind body classes I talked about are afforded on our digital platform as well. Our equipment leans in with the ability to track the wearables. So many of the wearables that you see out there can be tracked on the cardio equipment and so forth. So we really kind of lean into this from an equipment purchasing standpoint, from a digital footprint standpoint, and just encourage people. Again, whatever the source of motivation is, if that Garmin watch or the Apple Watch or Whoop, whatever it might be, if that motivates you to take more steps in a day, to burn more calories, just to move, we want to integrate that into the Crunch brick and mortar as well as our digital platform.
Jim, there's no doubt that January, I'd have to imagine, is the busiest, or at least one of the busiest times of year for you. New Year's resolutions, people packing on maybe a few extra pounds for the holidays. But what does Q4 look like? What does it actually look like inside Crunch Fitness from now until the holidays? Are there things you're trying to actively do to get people to adopt this and make it so it's not so much just a New Year's resolution that's easily to drop, but that this is much more about a lifestyle that people in your communities can commit to for the long haul?
I love that question. It's one of the best questions I've ever had. I think it's smart. So we're focusing on a campaign that's going to start in December that says results over resolutions, right? So it's not just this one time. And I don't want to bash resolutions, because if that's the catalyst for you to get started, more power to you. But again, we want to focus on results over resolutions, and those results can come over a long period of time. So in December, you'll see a campaign around that that'll lean into January and February and so forth. Really focus on our personal training, on our Crunch One kickoff, which is free to our members, to really help accelerate or jumpstart this January resolution idea. So it's really about that. But it's a really smart question, because between Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the Christmas holidays, and the New Year's, the average American gains about 10 pounds, right? So the weather's changing, the time change, it's getting colder. We have a lot of comfort foods around us. Our calories go up. We tend to wake up in January and we're 10 pounds heavier than we were, the quarter before. So our fourth quarter has started off really strong. November's off like a rocket ship already. So we're encouraged by the participation levels we're seeing.
Jim Rowley is the CEO of Crunch Fitness. Congratulations on all of the growth, the expansions, the sales for the quarter. Thanks a lot for being here, and all the best with those Q4 goals and beyond, Jim. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Remember, results over resolutions.